Hello. Um, hi. Hello. Hey. Yes, I did actually. I got some stuff. Yee. I got paid from Amazon. I wasn't expecting that payment. But, yeah. So, hi, Brandon. I don't know what I'm doing. No, they're not. Why so late? I was doing some stuff. I look tired. I'm tired, guys. I really am. And my eyes watering. Great. Hey, plans for tomorrow? Nothing really. Oh, thank you. My mom's doing good. My eyes like legit watering. Like, look. No, she's gonna be with people, but yeah, buses don't run tomorrow, so nothing pretty much is running tomorrow. So I'm not even watching TV. No, because there's no one to be with on Thanksgiving. I talked to him. Well, I don't have the money for that. I had to get her a cell phone charger because someone stole her, or I don't know if they stole it or if it's not working. But yeah, I had to get another one, so. Yeah. Because of that, I had to get a charger and get some things. No, I don't have a boyfriend. Hi, Aries. Man, I've been seeing this drama. I don't know what it is. I got the one guy that's like, alright, that guy, the one that passed away, RIP. I got him on my For You page, but that's not what I'm talking about. Hey, I've been getting like the Wendy stuff. Wendy and Benji. I'm like, what the heck? Like, I've been getting Wendy's videos and I don't even watch or follow Wendy. That's crazy. You love my lippy? It's literally an eyeshadow. Funny. I always use eyeshadows. And the lip pencils. Probably eat leftovers. Did you see Brene and Tim drama? Yes. The fact that she has to pay like millions of dollars for being a side chick is crazy. Who would have thunk, right? But I've been seeing this whole Wendy thing. I was gonna look up the situation because I don't know, not like Wendy and Benji, but apparently Mustang guy that she was dating beat women, and apparently she lied. I don't know. Someone said that she lied so she could date him. I was gonna look into that because someone posted a screenshot of the girl showing what he did to them, which is horrible, and basically saying that she lied to be with him. Because if that's the case, that's horrible. It was good. Everyone ate my mashed potatoes. I had to get instant mashed potatoes so I could have with my yeah. And if that's the case, that's horrible. Like Wendy, Wendy Ortiz. Apparently, that's what someone said in the comment section because they took a screenshot of the girl showing their faces were bruised, their neck was bruised, saying that she lied to date Mustang guy, knowing they came for her. She lied on them so she could date him, but I don't know. Allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly because they showed a screenshot of the girls, but I literally have to look more into that. But I went live, which is horrible because like, why would you not defend girls that were in an abusive relationship so you could be with a guy that's abusive? Like, I don't get it, but you know, it's random because it's like this Wendy stuff keeps popping up because of her beef with Benji. I'm like, I don't even keep up with them. So what is going on? Every time there's like drama, it is comfy, very. So yeah. I haven't been watching Stranger Things because it was a screenshot. That's why I'm talking about it because there's a screenshot of girls with bruises on their face and their necks, which is something that can't be fabricated. And they are talking about some guy that abused them. So yes, I am going to talk about it because you know why it's very important to talk about these things because why, if that's the case, if allegedly, if she is defending him, he's going to go do it to other women. Like, why are you justifying his actions just so you could be with him? Is so weird. But, you know, hey, pretty privilege, right? Oh my God. Like, no one wants to hold anyone accountable because, you know. Oh, thank you, Cherry. It's just crazy. Pretty privilege, you can get away with practically anything. I'm just saying. I'm Hispanic, right? But the Hispanic side of TikTok is all like the beef. Like I seen the stuff between Odette and Wendy, and then recently Wendy and Wilito literally ran into each other in an event. Shardy bait, I seen all that. I was like, bruh. There's that treasure chest, the treasure box. I just said my mom is fine. I know all of this because it popped up because of like her videos are coming on my For You page for obvious reasons because of the drama with Benji. Drama comes on my page. No, I'm Hispanic and black. Sorry, sweetie. Was my voice deep? I don't know. Hold on, please. Oh, so what the heck? Anyways, okay, whatever you say. But I know I'm not white, so hey, it's just crazy. It's just like, you know, real crazy. Hold on. Okay, are you going to spend time with your mom? No, because buses don't run and she can't get out here anyways. It's okay to be white. Well, I'm not, so I just don't know. I just like all of this stuff. Like, why do people want women fighting? Just be girls, girls. Why do you gotta fight each other? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like throwing shade at each other or making subliminal videos. It's just crazy. I'm not putting anyone down considering the fact that she literally put down women that were being abused just to date someone. Like, what are we even doing? Because if it was me, I would be canceled. And the fact that people justify someone that is literally dating a man that allegedly hit women is insane. And lying to date him because you don't want to see the red flags is crazy. You could easily just be those women, and you're sitting here defending him so you could date him. Is weird. Hold on. Sorry. I almost sent something to someone by accident in my life. Hold on. Wait just a sec. Yes, I have. That's why women have responded to me. Hello. There was this one girl, right? That was a really beautiful black woman. And I commented under her post and I said that the makeup, the hair, everything was beautiful. And she replied to me, "What are you talking about? Have you not seen my comments under these posts?" Like, come on. I literally go like this, like clapping emojis. Like, yeah, it's so crazy. But you wouldn't know because you're a hater. So you only pay attention to hate. You don't pay attention to the positivity. I mean, that's you. That ain't me. But yeah. Give names. I don't know her name. She was a black woman and she had her video was going viral on the For You page and I commented. And she said, I think she said thanks. I don't know. She responded to me, but anyways. Yeah. Like, I don't go in people's comment section. I'm not negative. Like, to call out someone for allegedly defending someone who beats women is not being negative or is not talking down on women, considering the fact that how are you going to be a girl's girl, which clearly I don't know, she seems to pride herself in that, but then not stick by women who say that the man you're dating beat them, allegedly. Is it? I just don't get it. That's not being rude. Like everyone, let's say, well, your brother beat women, right? Okay, well then hold other men accountable. And he didn't beat women. I mean, he said what he said about Angie. I'm not gonna defend that because he did tell people, right? But hold people accountable all the way around. If you're gonna hold people accountable, hold them around, of course. Because I wouldn't be dating someone that beats women. Well, I mean, I wouldn't know because he could probably act like he's a nice person and then be a monster. We never know, right? But if I found out he was beating women, of course I would be like, I'm leaving you. To lie so you could continue to date someone is weird. Allegedly. No, because I'm not sure. I just saw screenshots of these girls with bruises. That's why I say allegedly, because I had to look into it. I have to look. But someone did share screenshots. These girls literally posted photos of a guy that beat them. They were in an abusive relationship, so yeah, I don't know the whole situation, so. I have no experience. First of all, if women are getting abused, why would I defend the abuser? You don't need experience to literally speak up against something, but okay. Like, do you defend women beaters or not? Because that's weird behavior. Just like everyone's like, your brother, right? Well, then it should be other men too. Hold people accountable. You just pick and choose who you want to hold accountable. It seems like you're making an excuse for men beating women. It doesn't matter the circumstance, they still were beat by a man, right? Thank you. Oh my god, I'm gonna. My eyes are gonna water because I yawned. Hey. Well, I never defended a woman beater, so I said my brother told people on station head, and I'm not gonna defend what he said because what he said, but in the same instance, like he said, okay, so like I told you the incident with the Mustang, the silver Mustang, and basically he had this Mustang he bought with his money that she was not letting him take. And so he said he called me because he was supposed to take us because we were being put out. So he was supposed to help us move from that room to another place, but he couldn't because some issues happened and he got in a fight with his ex. We all know who his ex is. Anyway, so he told me the cops are gonna show up because they're probably gonna show up because she called the cops and they're probably gonna take me in because they're gonna say that I did touch her, but all I did was try to move her to the side so I can take the Mustang because she stood in front of the Mustang and refused to let him take it. And I said, well, you didn't hit her and she didn't move it. Like she assaulted him too. But like the way, I don't know how to explain it. To me, I don't explain things really well. And to me, like someone blocking you from taking a car that is not yours, first of all, or taking a car that is yours, it wasn't hers. She did not pay for that car. He paid for it because he paid for all three Mustangs. He got a settlement check from his accident. Yeah, he got a lot. And he was saving it. I forgot why he was saving it. But yeah, he got a large chunk settlement from his accident where he almost died. And so it wasn't that big. It wasn't that large, but And so she refused to let him take the car, and he said that he tried to, move her over so he can take the car. And I said, well, did you touch her? Did you? No, he said, I just moved her over. And I was like, well, just be truthfully honest. Like, that's not, she choked him and grabbed him by the pullover. Like, it's caught on camera by a Whole Foods worker. I mean, I don't condone some of the stuff, but sometimes, if he did, not cool. I was not there. Well, I don't know. He said on Station Head, so I was not there when he was talking on Station Head. I did not hear anything he said about what happened between him and her on Station Head. But sometimes I feel like what he thinks he did, fine. If he feels he did it, then... And I'm not defending that either. Like I said, that's not cool if he did. But like I said, I was not there in the situation to know anything. Considering the fact that, from my point of view, right, she threatens violence on lots of people. Like, she threatens violence. From my point of view, she's the violent one. She always loves to say, like, oh, I don't feel safe with him. I feel like I feel my life in danger. Her life was never in danger. My brother even went when she cried. Here's the thing, if her life was in danger, why would my brother go down to make sure she was okay when she called saying that she was doxxed when she wasn't doxxed, by the way? Yes, my brother did dox her, but this was before my brother doxed her. Saying that she got doxed, this was around the time we got doxed, and that she needed him to go over because she was afraid someone was at her house. He went over and he was there and he was making sure she was safe. If someone goes to check on you to make sure you're safe, then why are you sitting here saying that you feel... First of all, my brother never threatened her life. That's not victim shaming. Do you know the difference between victim shaming? My brother never threatened her life. She's the one who threatened his life. I heard her on the cell phone when she told him that she was going to go to the airport where he was working and stab him. So let's not. I heard her on the phone threaten him. Okay, I heard it with my own ears. And of course, obviously, I'm not going to be recording because I didn't know. Like, I'm not going to be recording. How do I know when she's going to call and when she's not? We were sleeping in our car, and we were by the airport, and they got into it, and she said that to him. That's when he called animal control on her. She said, I'm gonna go over and that's what she said. And she threatened to shoot up the guy that was watching her dog. She had some guy threaten to shoot up the place we were staying at, which I didn't know. That's why the police were there. And my brother had to talk to the police and make a police report. This is all from her. She has people literally threatening violence for no reason. I wouldn't be surprised if the guy that unalived my brother had some relation to her some sort of way and got mad and it turned violent. Like, this is what this girl does. Like, she literally threatens to jump me. She's very violent in messages. Like, I literally have the DMs where she's threatened me. She literally threatened me with cartel and then tried to make it seem like I'm associated with the cartel, which I'm not. But she says she knew people from the cartel and that basically she sent her friends to threaten me, saying they know people in the cartel. Like, and I said, okay, well, I'm not scared. And I never said anything about the cartel. I said I know people too, and it doesn't have to be the cartel. Like, you know, who do you think you messing with? Because you messing with the wrong person. I'm gonna tell you that much. And I'm not gonna let anyone scare me or threaten me, but like, to sit here and literally say it's crazy, you know. And not only that, she literally just threatened me again day before yesterday or yesterday, saying to stop lying on her. Angie, I'm not lying on you. It's the truth. Every person you've encountered does not like you. And even the lady at the funeral home said you're drama. Good luck. Like, people do not like her. Like, I would just genuinely stay away from her because you're just asking for a blank wish. And to end up, I don't want to end up like my brother. Because this girl, she literally puts in the DMs that she's going to jump me. Okay, why you want to jump me? I haven't even done anything to her. She's the one who stole my cell phone and broke it and admitted it on live. Like, she admitted to people she stole it. The police heard her. My brother got that on screen recording. He literally showed that to the police. Like, the police have that on record. There's police files. There's police records of him trying to get restraining orders on her and providing evidence, and they keep denying the restraining order. And he was like, "Well, I get restraining orders and then it never goes through." And she lied in court not once but twice. I don't have one because I can't carry right now. And plus, I'm not threatening people. Like, if she does show up somewhere and she's made threats, I have the right to self defense. That's all I'm going to say because it's not a threat. I don't harm people. But she's been making threats. Her and her so called friends been sitting here. They've been bringing up cartel like they're supposed to scare me with the cartel. Like, first of all, you shouldn't even be claiming that you're from something you're not. Because if you don't know anybody in the cartel, you are asking for cartel problems. Because they'll be showing up at your door being like, well, why are you, you know, don't involve yourself with that. They're going to learn the hard way because I don't have to say or do anything. That's like claiming you're from some gang that you're not. Be 100% careful. You could really put yourself in danger. She already has put herself in danger with other people. I'm just sick and tired of her. Every time it's always like justifying her threatening people. And if that guy would have went and shot up the place we were staying at, then what? I didn't know that guy was going to show up. That's like crazy to me and my mom to be sitting there unbeknownst and bullets are flying. Like, why? And you didn't have the decency to tell us, like, we're in danger. That's why I really wish my brother would have got away from her, but clearly he couldn't. He just couldn't. He couldn't stay away. And it was not because they were together. He just felt bad because she always made it seem like she had nobody. She had no place to go. You know, I already knew it was going to be a big issue when she offered me to live in her trailer. I said no. I told my brother no because I already know the issues. What? So she could say we stole something, so she could start blaming me, so she could throw us out and tell us to get out? No, thank you. This girl brings violence everywhere she goes. I do not want to live at a place where I'm fearing whether or not someone's going to shoot the place up or not. Like, and I don't even have to fear because, I don't tell people, hey, come pull up on me. No. And everyone knows she's drama. That's why nobody likes her. To lie and literally tell everyone that the reason why she doesn't get down at Carmi's is because she has work is insane. That's not the reason why. She doesn't get down at Carmi's because nobody likes her. I wouldn't get down at Carmi's either if nobody likes me. My favorite Beatle, is Paul McCartney. Like, this girl has been threatening me. I literally have messages of her threatening me. And I've done nothing to her. Nothing. She's the one who started going online talking shit about me after the after the Backstreet Boys concert with Space Kitten. Like, all this stuff that she was doing behind my brother's back, I never told him because I knew it would have caused him to side with her. And he did. In a way, when we had that beef and then like I finally told him, he was like, well, you need to stop it and so does she. And I'm like, what do I need to stop? I'm not doing anything. She needs to leave me alone. Then he started seeing it was her. Like, okay, I don't need to leave nobody alone. I wasn't doing anything. She needs to leave me alone. Ugh. Show the messages. I could take screenshots and post them on my Insta story when I can. But I don't know if she has that account because allegedly she messaged me from a new account. So I don't know. She might not have that account. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow. Probably watching the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade, and I got something being delivered. It was, it's. You guys need to check Walmart website because this is insane. This thing that I wanted to buy was like $20, and online it was going for $9 for pickup. But I did delivery, and it's so crazy considering the fact that it's cheaper online than it is like in person. I was like, bruh. So I went and I was like, hey, can you give me this for like the. She was like, no, you have to get it online. I'm like, boo. So I did buy the things I need. Actually, I almost bought this stand mixer, but then I didn't have enough and I couldn't carry it home because I really needed it for the baking. I bought my mom a charger. It's coming. I just literally said that. I said, I don't know if her charger's not working or if they stole it. She said, thank God they didn't steal my phone. I don't know. I think she just, I don't want to say she's making up stories, but she's making things seem as worse as they are so I can try to help her. And I already told her that I didn't have money. I barely had the money because like um, I got the refund and then I got paid from TikTok, so I paid my phone bill. So then I had this gift card that has $7 on it, this Walmart gift card I want, so I used that to get her charger. Then she's telling me, well, I don't think she said this charger isn't really working. And I'm like, what do you mean the charger isn't really working? You told me someone stole your charger, basically from what she was implying because she said luckily they didn't steal my phone. So to me, that tells me they stole her charger and not her phone, thankfully. So I bought her a charger, but I barely could even do that because I made payments to I made a payment to my phone bill. It's paid off, so for the until the next month when the payment's due. But I used my gift card the last $7 because like I have that gift card luckily. But then when she said that, I was like, Mom, oh, Mom. I was like, my mom is something. Like, I get it, but, if I didn't have that gift card, then what? Then what would I have done? Like, oh, that's mom's for you. I'm not trying to say that she's lying, but she kind of implied. Because she was like, luckily they didn't steal my phone. I'm like, oh, great. They stole her phone charger. I was like, dang it, people. It's been a while. No, she wasn't exaggerating about a phone charger so I can go see her because clearly I can't go see her. I'm on a 30-day suspension. Do you know what a 30-day suspension is? You literally cannot step foot on property. And I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed back. So when you get suspended from somewhere, you cannot go over there. Like, did I not explain this to you? They were going to dump me under a bridge because I'm on a 30-day suspension. My mom cannot get on the bus to get over here because she has to get on the bus with her walker. It is a hassle if I'm not there to help her get on the bus. Like, I have to help her fold up her walker. I have to help her carry it on the bus. Some people are just annoyed. They're impatient. They cannot wait for someone. They're rude to disabled people, some people. They are impatient. When they want to go into town, they want to go into town. They do not want to wait for someone that moves slow, right? Which is messed up because, of course, you should be courteous to people. Right? So what if they move slow? At least have some patience. You don't need to be in a hurry, but with the limited time they have, because you have to get a shuttle into town, and then they have to be because the last shuttle back is at 8. I understand the being impatient because if they have to go to Social Security, then they're stuck there all day. And then sometimes they might not even get seen. And then by that time, they would have to rush to get back to get the shuttle. It's a whole hassle for people. But anyways, yeah, it's a whole thing. So I understand why people are impatient, but still they shouldn't treat disabled people like that. But it is what it is. Why am I suspended? I just told you why I was suspended because somebody from social media, the lovely social media, called them and sent the police to the shelter to say that I tried to harm myself. And they told me I was too mental to be there, even though this lady told them that they put glue in her. Yeah. She screamed it at the security guard and said, they put glue in my. But yeah, and while I was there waiting, because they didn't tell me, they said they lied to my mom and told her, oh, we're going to find her a place to go. No, they wasn't. Then ACS showed up and said a welfare check and said, are you okay? And I said, I'm trying to find a place. I'm not trying to talk to you about no fucking welfare check. I didn't talk to them like that, but that's what I was thinking about in my brain. Excuse my language. But I was like, I'm not trying to have a conversation with you when I got to figure out where I need to go because it's going to be 1 o'clock in the morning and I don't got anywhere to go. Thankfully, I had the money for social media. If it wasn't for social media, I would have been under the bridge. So I just paid for a room with money that I could have saved, but, I got to do what I got to do. All I did was just show up to go to sleep. I didn't do anything. All I did was just show up to go to sleep. They checked my bag like normal and told me to go sit over there. And I said, oh, brother, here we go. I didn't do anything. Why? Because I tried to harm myself. Why don't you just leave people alone? Because it's something I chose to do. And it had nothing to do with that. They said that they tried to say some lies. I didn't tell anyone to call the cops, and I didn't even tell anyone where I was at. So why would you even dox me in the first place? You're blaming me for something I didn't even do because I wasn't even allowed to film or post content. Why do you think I left the property and went live elsewhere? That's why I left every single day so I can go live and I can make content. I never made content on their property. For you to blame me for something you did is weird, considering the fact that you doxed me. You're the one who called the cops when I didn't try to harm myself. I just went to go to sleep. Man, that really messed with my mental. It really did. All because why? Why are you blaming me for something that I didn't do? I didn't tell anyone where I was staying. They are obsessed and it's crazy. All I did was went to go to sleep and I was forced to stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning, sitting in a chair because they wouldn't let me sleep. And then some lady, she went to ask and they were like, oh, well, you can go to the back. And she's like, oh, they said we can go back. And I was like, okay. So I go to the back. She's like, no, they still have to talk to you. Go sit down. You had me sitting down till almost 2 o'clock. You didn't even have me try to at least contact family member. You waited until 1 a.m. in the morning to tell me because this dumb bitch does not like me. Excuse my language. That lady at the shelter does not like me. She's the one who runs the shelter. I'm not even going to tell you the lawsuit that's against her. And as a matter of fact, I think she got fired. She got fired. Would you look at karma? Karma's gonna give you karma. Cause that's what you get. That's what you get. Next time you shouldn't target people for no reason. It's because I had contact with someone that had lots of information she didn't like at another shelter that she was working at. I just remembered that she might have gotten fired. I heard from someone, so karma got her good. I mean, you shouldn't target people. Lady. Karma is coming to me for what? I didn't do anything to anybody. Like I said, I went to I went back home to go to bed. I ate dinner. I said, well, can I at least have dinner? They gave me a dinner. Like, then the lady was like, you could go back there. I'm like, okay. And they're like, no, you sit there. So they had me sit there. Mind you, they were going to have this elderly lady sit in a chair. And she told them, well, I can't sit in a chair, because of issues that she has. Her disability, she has like issues. She's old. She can't sit in a chair. Because they were saying that she was being disruptive because someone started with her. Like, what type of shelter is this? You have an elderly lady that you're gonna force to sit in a chair and not get no sleep. This is the stuff that is crazy. They are trying to sleep deprive the poor people, the homeless people, not poor. Well, some homeless people are not poor, but they are trying to sleep deprive homeless people. For what reason are you trying to keep homeless people awake? No wonder why these people are so exhausted. Like, my God, I can't, like, these shelters are so messed up. Albuquerque's messed up. They're already getting rid of those annoying speakers that play the loud classical music to keep pedestrians awake because they're trying to keep homeless people from loitering. It costs too much money. And it's not working because the surrounding neighborhoods are already complaining about it because the people that live there have to hear that loud, obnoxious music. And you're trying to keep these people awake. You're sleep depriving people. People deserve to get sleep. You could have told me so I could have contacted at least a relative and explained the situation. And to literally blame someone that you doxed that didn't even tell you where they were staying is so crazy. All because you had some people stalking me in the shelter. I know. And that lady had people stalking me. The lady that worked there had people watching me to see if I was making content. I know that too. I know that one girl that walked by and took a picture on her iPad. I couldn't even say anything because I was like, you know what? I can't even say anything because if I say something, then it's always my fault. So I'm just going to have to let her take a picture of me, even though she's not supposed to be taking pictures in the shelter in the first place, because there are other people that are sleeping behind me, and some people opted to not be on photo or video. So yeah, it could have been a very bad situation. Like, well, not really, because you're supposed to notify them if someone's filming and taking video, because that's not allowed there. Well, they kind of, everywhere I go, they seem to make it like it's only me because I'm the one with the large following. But in actuality, nobody should be allowed. Because some people opt out to have no photos taken of them. So if somebody doesn't want their photo taken and she snaps a photo and they're right behind me, and she walked by and acted like she didn't, but it is what it is. I'm completely alone. Does it sound like I'm alone? Yeah, and apparently my social media isn't doing anything but causing me to get discriminated against, which is a lawsuit. I have a discrimination lawsuit against one of the shelters. Actually, both. I have a discrimination lawsuit against both because there is nothing in the rules that says that you need an evaluation to stay there. That's a flat out lie considering they've got women that sit up for a week straight without going to sleep talking to themselves. But I'm the one that's too mental to stay there. They let this lady come back after she was drinking. And when she drinks, she gets belligerent to the voices in her head that she screams at. And she started screaming at things that probably happened that she was remembering from her trauma. And they let her come back after they caught her drinking twice. The third time, they did not allow her back. But thank God, I was like, they keep allowing her back and they keep finding alcohol under her pillow. But yeah. So I don't know why. Like, and then there was this lady that this lady stood at the end of my bed and stared at me. She would stare at me. Hold on. This girl would stand at the edge of my bed and would stare at me, just like stare at me and stare at people. And then one time, oh, she would just stare at everyone. She just stared. And so basically what happened was is that one time she stared at what did she do? I'm trying to remember what she did. Okay, whatever. Did she do something? Anyways, what happened was is that she went, right? She refused. She went to go lay in her old bed because they told her she couldn't lay in her old bed. There was someone there, but she got mad, threw a tantrum, and started screaming to herself. She started making noises, and then she started making noises. And then when she started making noises, she wouldn't stop, and they told her to stop, and she got worse. So then one time, the lady caught her digging in her butt. TMI, sorry, but yeah. And basically, she did that, and she didn't even wash her hands. And she said, she said her name, and she's like, "Go wash your hands." She said, like, she goes, She said, "Go wash your hands." Like, yeah, she was digging in her butt and did. I'm sorry, but I just had like it's gross. Like, and then she didn't even wash her hands, and she just does stuff like that. Like, and she'll just stand in front of your bed and just stare at you. And one lady told her that she was gonna bop her in the head because she said, "You're not gonna steal." She said, "You're not gonna steal my stuff," because they think she was watching people's places to case stuff to steal. Because things were getting stolen, cell phones were getting stolen, and she did. I don't know if she got caught with so much stuff, but very thirsty. But yeah, that's not the only thing that happened. Like I said, there were people there that stayed up and never went to sleep for weeks. They just stayed up talking to nobody. I literally just I literally just bought her a charger. First, she didn't say her charger was stolen. She said luckily they didn't steal her phone. Then she tells me that the charger is not working well. So I don't know what charger she's talking about. She didn't have two, she had one. I have a charger that is being sent. I literally just explained that. But what I said is that I don't know. The way she made it seem was like her charger got stolen. And then she said, the charger's not working. What charger? What do you mean the charger's not working? You just told me you're lucky they didn't steal your phone, so that implied to me that they stole your charger. Is that not implied that luckily they didn't steal my charger? I didn't get thrown out because I refused the psych evaluation. That's not what was told to me. They said I needed to get evaluated, but they also said I needed to talk to the supervisor because that still would not, they said that still is not enough for me to stay there. They said even with evaluation, I still could possibly be suspended. So there's no point to get an evaluation. They didn't tell me I can only get an evaluation to stay there. They said I would have had to went to talk to a supervisor as well on top of the evaluation, and the supervisor would have denied me to stay there, and I still would have been suspended. An evaluation is not going to stop them from suspending me. That lady did not like me, and she was not the supervisor. But I'm just telling you. Like, an evaluation is not going to stop them from suspending me. I already know how it works. I'm already getting discriminated against. It's literally not in the rules. And I read and signed the rules. Nowhere in the rules does it say you need an evaluation to stay there, considering the fact that there are people that are unmedicated with mental health issues walking around talking to themselves 24/7 and not sleeping for days on end. Like I said, there are women that have been up for weeks. And nowhere does it say that I need a mental health evaluation because that is a HIPAA violation. I don't have to disclose my health information to anybody unless need be. And my health has nothing to do with me going to sleep. Nor does it have anything to do with me staying there. It was not because of that. What was implied was because partially of social media calling the cops and saying I tried to harm myself, and then partially them telling me to get an evaluation and meet with the supervisor who would then tell me whether or not I would get denied and still be suspended for 30 days. So it was better that I found a place that I can go to rather than scrambling to find a place, because why would I want to go back for them to tell me I'm going to be suspended when I can just find a place until I get a permanent place? Like, I'm not going to be dumb enough to waste time. Like, you must be stupid if you're suggesting stupid shit, which you know what was already going to happen. I know that. I've been through this before. I'm not an idiot. With the last shelter, I went through it. I'm not going to go talk to the supervisor for the supervisor to say, you're suspended for 30 days. They still would have suspended me. They didn't say I need an evaluation to stay there. That's bullshit, considering that is not in their rules. I know what I signed when I signed the rules. They know what they signed when they signed the rules. It nowhere says that I need an evaluation to have a place to sleep, considering the fact most of the people there, like I said, are unmedicated and screaming to themselves. keeping people awake at night because they don't know how to be quiet because they talk to themselves. I know, I lived with a father that had bipolar schizophrenia. If he wanted us to hear him yell at 2 in the morning, he would get us up and make us sit there while he yelled to nobody at 2 a.m. in the morning for hours. We didn't have a choice. I know exactly what that's like. All because they don't know how to be quiet and they want to keep people up. No, thank you. I'm not trying to be kept awake. And then it wasn't even being kept awake. It was the fact to go over there to scramble to try to find some place because I already knew it. I already knew that they was going to suspend me anyways. Why not just take the suspension? Why am I going to go for them? Why am I going to go back for them to tell me I'm suspended even though I got the evaluation anyways? These people don't give a fuck. They literally told someone that their phone does not dial out to 911. So what happens if something happens to somebody? You can't dial 911. You shouldn't have lied to someone like that. Is that not dangerous to be running a shelter where the phones don't dial out to 911? No, they're being ableist. Nowhere does it say that someone is too mental to stay at a shelter, considering the fact most of the women there are up hollering at themselves. So are they not too mental? They told me I was too mental. That is literally ableism. That's like saying, oh, blind people can't stay here. What? Yeah, they do. That's literally what that shelter was. It literally says when you sign the papers that you're only staying there. So you're staying there as long as they get you housing. So you're there until they get you housing. That's literally what it was. We were signing papers which we decided if we wanted to release all of our information to get housing. Yes, because we don't have another outside entity to help us with housing. And then they are the ones that provide housing. That's literally what they do. They help you with housing. It's not a shelter where you can stay there forever. One lady says she was there for 4 years because she's waiting on her housing. I don't know. For me personally, they're slowly helping people. It's a wait list, but they're not going to let people live there forever. Like, people have been staying at the shelter forever. I'm not gonna lie. There's people that went from Joy Junction, the other shelter, when I was little. Because, yes, I was homeless when I was in elementary school. I stayed at Joy Junction. I know I've seen all of these older women. They've been homeless for most of my life. They were still at these shelters. And with that shelter I was at, you cannot stay there for a long time. You stay there until they get you housing. So yes, they do owe people housing, especially your specifications. Because for me, I told them I had no income. They have programs for housing with no income. Plus, there you cannot work because the last shuttle is at 8. I did not have any transportation to get all the way to a shelter that is literally an old jail outside of Albuquerque. And plus, their system is built for people not to work. You cannot have a job. I mean, people that already were working and have a job that stay there, of course, if they already had a job. But once you get there, if you get there with no job, then you gotta be under the assumption you can't have no job. That's how these programs are built because I don't have to get a GED. I graduated high school, so I have my diploma. That's not the issue. Yes, that's how a lot of these shelters are built. They're built so how these shelters are built, they're built for you not to get a job anymore. because the reason being there's a lot of issues with jobs and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure people have said, "Oh, I'm at work," and then they're not at work, you know. But the last shuttle is at 8, and yes, I could work an earlier shift, right? But it's a hassle to get on the shuttle to get from there to a job and then make it back on time. And it's not even making it back on time, it's the fact that the way it's set up, the way they have it set up, it's not the way their rules are set up and everything is set up, you cannot have a job. If you wasn't staying there, you can look for work. And I didn't have anywhere else to go, so it's not excuses. These programs do not want you to work. I don't know what to tell you. That's what homeless shelters are for. That's why they have the programs for no income. They have the voucher for no income. Hello. Common sense. And then once people get in a place, I'm pretty sure they'll start working. But yeah, I know because I signed the papers. It was told to me. I don't have to explain it to you. People that have a job already could work because they had a job there. I couldn't. My favorite song right now is Folded or Out the Window, which are both by Kehlani. Yeah, they do have better shelters outside of like Albuquerque, but the issue is having transportation to get back into Albuquerque because a lot of the things that I have to do is in Albuquerque. Like if I have to go to the Social Security office, how am I going to get there? Like you can okay, so like the train, they do have something for a train where you could get one ticket, but it's one ticket only. After that, you can't get another ticket. So of course I could get a ticket somewhere, right, and get the train. But if I get into town, like to Albuquerque, how am I gonna get back to the shelter? I don't have transportation like that to be going to and from places. I don't have money to pay like a bus, you know, because buses are free, city buses. But to get a bus from like Roswell to Albuquerque, yeah, I can't. It's not feasible, and I already have a place anyway. So I mean, until I get a place. But what I'm saying is like that doesn't work for me because how am I gonna get into town? My mom's family, especially her brother, can't go all the way to pick me up because he can't get off of work. He works. Oh wow, not yet. So yeah. Well, I can't travel because my mom is not going to move, and I cannot force her to move somewhere she doesn't want to because literally I could have went to California. I had the opportunity to live in California. Someone gave me an opportunity to live at one of his properties because I was not getting housing. But for me, I can't say F it. Okay, I could leave and leave my mom behind and then abandon her, and I'm not going to do that. I can't force her to move somewhere she doesn't want to move. And her son's not buried. I keep telling people that my brother is not buried. We cannot leave without burying my brother. I don't got money. It's expensive to move a bunch of stuff from one place to another. I have a storage that I can barely pay at that, which is like $201 that I barely struggle to pay. I can't take all of that stuff and move it, and nor am I going to let all of that stuff go because it has a lot of my brother's stuff in it. I lose that, and my mom will. If I lose the storage and I lose all of that stuff, my mom is not going to survive. I'm sorry to say it, but like the things that people suggest, and I'm not being rude, I'm just saying, like, I can barely pay a storage. I can't move all of that stuff from one place to another. No one is going to fork over money to help me with these expenses because they say go get a job, even though they don't understand that these programs require you not to work. I'm sorry. I'm just being truthfully honest. If you want to think it's an excuse, then go ahead. I get a job, then if I go look for work, then I got no place to live. So, got no place to live or have a roof over my head and not have a job. That's why I try to sustain my social media as best as I can. But, like I said, I'm frustrated. And I told the lady, like, I'm frustrated. Like, I need income coming in. How do they expect us to live with no income? We got bills. Like, I can barely pay the storage as it is. And to have to move everything across states, I can't afford that. There's no way I can afford moving across to another state I don't even know. Like, and I still would have had to pay rent. And I wouldn't have been able to afford it because how am I, I can't go somewhere and live off of someone and then hope that I find a job there only to have people call the job and then get me fired and then I'm stuck in a state. And then I'm going to be like, well, oh, you know what? I guess I'm going to have to go back to Albuquerque. And then I won't be able to come back because I don't have the funds. And it's going to be a hassle for my mom to come back. She's already having issues walking because of the accident. Like, she gets dizzy easily. To have to move her from one place to another is too much. That's why I'm working on this permanent housing situation, because at least we don't have to move. We're staying put in one place. I'm tired of moving around. I'm tired of being put from one program that's telling me they're going to help me to the next. Like, I don't got time to be having to focus on going to a job only to make enough to not be able to pay rent because they want 2 to 3 times the rent. I don't got time to be waiting 3 years just to get into a place. I'm already exhausted enough as it is. Mentally, physically drained, exhausted. Like, every place here charges 3 times the rent. That would take me like 3 years. Because then I have to sit here and let my checks build up. And you don't make $3,000 at McDonald's. And then to get into a place and then basically not be able to afford it and end up back homeless again, that would be stupid. Like, to rely on a job, which you think jobs are reliable, they are not. They could fire you for anything at any moment. Like, my brother's boss said he was shutting down for 3 days and shut down for good. People thought they were going to go back to work. They weren't. They never went back to work. They literally didn't even know if they had their jobs, and none of them were told that they were fired. Nobody from his job was told they were fired. Because my brother did the manager work, they asked him if they had their jobs, and he said, well, I don't know. So, jobs are not reliable, guys. They are not. So, y'all, it's not handouts, considering that's what the government gets money for. It's grants for homeless people. That's not handouts. Good night. Good night. I'm just telling you. I'm just saying. Wait, let me go over this way. Hold on. Okay. I may need to get my portable charger because I gotta. Oh, about Naomi Judd and Winona Judd. Hold on just a second. Let me go get this charger real quick. I'm gonna turn this down. It doesn't go down and then it goes down. Too low. So anyways, let me bring this forth. But yeah. Social media isn't reliable either, but neither is a job. So don't try to lie, because nothing is reliable. Nor jobs nor social media is not reliable. Roommates are not reliable. No, it's not. No, it's not. Not in Trump's economy. It's not, considering the fact that um the job rate is low. It's the lowest it's been in the economy. Trump's economy, he said, "Oh, we've created more jobs than ever." No. The stats don't lie. Job availability is low. Look it up. A job is not reliable because you don't know if you can get fired for anything. You don't even have to do nothing to get fired. If they want to lay you off because they want to say, "Oh, well, it's too expensive to keep you." I'm not even working for, I'm not going to work for pennies. I'm sorry. You must think I'm stupid. Servers do not get paid. They get paid by tips. If you do not tip people when you go eat and sit down at a restaurant, then don't go, because the company is not paying them. I hope you know that. They get a paycheck, but they're not getting paid. The people that are paying them are the people. Yes, did you know that? The way they live is based off of your tips. If they're not making good tips, then they are not paying their bills and they are not keeping their lights on. Servers do not make what you think they make because the company is not paying them. When they get a paycheck, yes, that is true. That's why they tell you to tip your servers according to how much you order. So if you're ordering on $100 bill, the tip should be more than $10. Yes. How they live, their earnings is coming from tips. That's what a server's job is. My mom was a server. Servers do not make that much. Why do you think they quit? Because they don't want to have to deal with rude people and make nothing. I don't want to have to deal with rude people and make nothing. Servers have even admitted this online and talked about this. I'm not wrong. Servers' salary is based off of the tips that they get. That's why when you don't tip somebody and you run out, it comes out of their paycheck. They're the ones that suffer. When someone dines and dashes, the only person that you are really affecting is the server that served your table, because she's going to have to pay for that out of pocket. When you dine and dash, they have to pay for your meal. You're not the one that's being punished, they are. The only thing the company can ask you to do is not come back and maybe find out who you are and make you pay for it. But are you really going to pay for it? No. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. Imagine dining and dashing and then they make the server pay. There was a server that had to pay because of something like that. Like, it's a real thing. Okay, well, you could look it up yourself. Do the research. Why do you think people are not servers? Like, I thought, oh, you know what? You get paid on top of tips. Do you think a company is nice enough to let you make tips on top of your paycheck? Since when is it? Since when is a company nice? Please explain to me. Sorry, the 10% battery came up. Please explain to me where there is a company that is nice enough to let you make extra money on the side. I worked at Dunkin' Donuts. And not only do you not make enough, the tips that you earn for the day are not yours, and you have to split them with your employees. Even if someone gave the tip to you, you have to split it with everyone else because you don't even get your tips fully. I'm not wrong. Servers don't even get their own tips, they have to split it with people. When we got tips at Dunkin' Donuts and someone tipped me, it didn't go to me. And I got tipped a lot because this lady liked my sandwiches. I had to split it with people. And people was complaining because I had a bunch of tips at one time. I had like $60 in tips because, it accumulated probably a little over 60, almost like 70. It's not a lot, but in retrospect, when it's like tips. And so they were like, how come she has all those tips? And she was like, because she hasn't collected her tips. I'm like, you're sitting here like, and besides, people are tipping me, they're not tipping you. When someone says they're giving me a tip, it should go to me. Why should I have to split my tip with you? Because all hell is gonna break loose if I have to be like, hey, I'm not getting the tip that you send me. And then they have to call, and then they're angry calling corporation and telling corporation off that I'm not receiving the tips that they're giving me, blah 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 blah. Like, I can't fathom someone being so mad that I'm getting tipped a lot. Like, bruh. That makes me think of like Pee Wee Herman. I didn't get fired for bad hygiene. I already explained that. If you want to believe what you want to believe, then believe it. All because I said one part, I was talking about hygiene, and that wasn't the part that I said I got fired. Maybe you should clean out your ears with a Q-tip and learn to listen. It's not my fault that reading comprehension failed you in school and that you have no comprehension whatsoever when it comes to reading and listening. Your listening skills are piss poor, and you wonder why the USA is low in education. You're probably the reason why the USA is low in education. It shows how uneducated you are. Very uneducated. Thank you. Because to literally sit here and try to tell me something that I never said in my video, when I was talking about hygiene, I brought it up as a fact of my boss was bullying me. I didn't bring it up because that's not what I got fired for. I know what I got fired for. And you wasn't there when I got fired, and nor was I fired. So stop lying, because I wasn't even fired. She didn't even tell me I was fired. She put me on a 1 week suspension and then was very unprofessional because when I called to see if I had a job, she would refuse to answer. She used the cheese excuse to put me on a suspension so she wouldn't have to call me back because she was trying to find reasons to fire me. I don't know what to tell you, but that's on you. She gave me a job and then she didn't want to give me a job anymore. I was a really good employee. I didn't do nothing to nobody. I didn't talk back. I didn't say anything to anyone. I did what I was supposed to do. I made sandwiches the way I was supposed to make them. Someone might have got one cold egg. That was one of the complaints. She was saying that she kept getting complaints that I was burning the sandwiches. No, I was not burning the sandwiches because why would I keep burning sandwiches and giving them to people? That's stupid. If I burn something, I'm going to throw it and hurry up and start over because you have to get sandwiches out in 3 minutes or less. To literally sit here and lie is utter and complete bullshit considering the fact the sandwiches that I was giving out to customers were not burnt. I think she was mad that I was getting more tips than other employees, and she couldn't have that because if I was getting more tips than other employees, then she would have literally had to, and how is she going to explain to her employees that another employee is receiving more tips? Like, that's what I really think. Like, literally, why should I have to split my tips with someone that didn't even earn it? Because they're not working there at that time, and that person gave that to me. That's my tip. If someone says, "Here, I'm tipping you for your work," why, if someone gave you $20, let's say you were a server, right? And someone said, "I'm tipping you $20," and your boss rips it out of your hand, like not in front of the employee, because of course they don't want the employee, or not the employees, not in front of the customer, because they don't want the customers to know that you're not receiving 100% of your tips. Because if people find out that the servers are not receiving the tips that they're giving the server, then they're not going to tip, which means that the server is going to quit the job. The place is going to shut down because they quit, and a lot of servers are going to quit because if they're not getting tips, then they're not going to pay their bills. People are not listening to me. It is 100% a thing. Servers rely on tips for their living. They don't get a paycheck as what you think. I'm telling you, if someone hands you a $20 bill and your boss rips it out of your hand when you walk away from the customer, where the customer doesn't see it and says you gotta split it with everyone, you would be upset because you earned that money. Why do you think when these influencers tip them, they say make sure you get 100% of that money? Don't let them take anything. Do you not pay attention to these videos, or are you just like, your comprehension skills must lack? Because they're not telling them that they're not telling them to get 100% of what they're tipping if that wasn't a thing. It's very much a problem. And I was like, well, you know what people should do is they should fight that. Companies should be paying people. It's like they're essentially working for free for little to no money. You can't expect someone to work a fast food job, right? They're expecting someone to work a fast food job for no money. I mean, not for no money, but to get paid absolutely nothing and to deal with rude customers. And it's not even fast food jobs. It's because, like McDonald's, I don't know if they allow tips. I'm pretty sure they do at the window. I know my Dunkin' allowed tips, but there are some fast food places that no longer have tips anymore, which is crazy. Because, like, Dunkin' is a lot different than a server's job because we don't rely on tips. Obviously, not because we're fast food. We have to get things out in a timely manner. But someone who is a server has to rely on their tips for their living. And a lot of times, you don't even make hardly nothing. I literally had a friend that was a server too, not just my mom. Like, I know these things. If you don't want to believe it, then oh wow, but it's very problematic because it's penny pinching, money hoarding people that every dollar they can save, they will. Like you have to think of like the mind of a rich person, especially one who's not out here trying to buy all this expensive stuff, all these expensive cars and these flashy jewelry and these flashy rings. When you think like the mind of a billionaire, they're trying to cut corners. They're always trying to figure out ways to save money. It's like that song with Notorious B.I.G. More money, more problems. When you get to the big leagues and you got billions of dollars, you've got bigger issues. Like, it's not just like, oh, I'm financially set, right? Yeah, it's cool to be a billionaire and be financially set. But on top of paying all the taxes, making sure your taxes are paid, but more money equals to more problems. And everything gets more expensive the more money you have. Like, once you start getting up to the big leagues, then you got to pay for your own health care. That becomes pricey. Like, you don't have to pay for healthcare if you're homeless and you can't afford it. Like, you're on Medicaid, right? Medicaid, right? Like, most people are on Medicaid, but when you become rich, they take you off of Medicaid, and once you start paying your own health bills, you'll start seeing how expensive it is. Even just for a visit to the ER, you gotta pay for that. You can't just go to the ER and then your insurance pays for it like Medicaid. No, when you go to the ER, you got to pay for that, even if you needed to go to the ER because, you're not breathing properly. I'm just telling you, you get sick. Some people rather just like weigh out the sick than go to the hospital because it's expensive. I'm just telling you. Like, I ain't lying about that. I'm not protecting rich people. I'm just saying that they got issues just like we got issues because when you make money like that, you no longer get Medicaid. And trust me, I'm not defending them. They got bills that are high. I know because what happened was is I literally went to the ER because I had an abscess. It came back, not in the same area, but it did come back. And so this was during COVID. He had to slice me open to drain it. And I went to the ER. They did everything. They gave me this numbing cream, which didn't work because they had to numb it some more because I could feel everything when they were cutting it open. It was painful and I almost jumped off the table. So they were like, well, we have to drain it. And then they put more numbing cream, which I don't really remember if that worked. I just had to let them get it over with. So, whatever. They thought I didn't have insurance. They gave me the bill. The bill was $500 for just waiting in the ER. $500 for sitting in the ER. Because I sat in the ER, I would have had to pay $500 just for sitting in an ER. That's crazy. And then they wanted to charge me for the numbing cream and the medication that they used to basically numb me, or that they gave me for that abscess. So then I got with my insurance. Luckily, I got back. I was able to. Well, I didn't get back on my insurance. I was able to fix my and they paid it. So I was like, thank God. I'm like, thank God I don't have to pay that because, yeah, even the cup. If I'm being honest, I had to pay for the cup that carried the medicine in. That little plastic cup. Yeah, they charge you for that. They charge you down to everything that they have to use. Like, no joke, no lie. I gotta get up and go to bed. It's 2 o'clock. I better get going to bed. So, yeah, down to the plastic cup. I'm gonna take this makeup off and go to bed. My health care is free. I didn't have health care at the time. It wasn't popping up, so I had to get that fixed. So I had no health care. Yeah, my health care is free. I don't gotta pay for anything. But at the same time, I had no health care in place. So because it didn't show that I had any health care, they told me that I was self pay. I never said I was self pay. And because they had me listed as self pay, when you go anywhere with self pay, you have to pay. And that would have been 1,010 cents. I would have had to pay $1,000.10 because it was $500. Oh no, actually, it was $500 for the emergency room, $800, 1,310 or something like that. I know it was 1,010 cents, I believe, but it was like 500 for waiting in the emergency room, 800 for the medicine. It was like a lot. It's expensive. Anyways, I better get going. Have a good day or night with you guys. I will see you guys later. I gotta get ready for bed because I gotta get up and make sure I get this that is being delivered. But have a good day or night. Look at my eyes watering like crazy. I need to take these lashes off. But have a good day or night where you guys are. I will see you guys later. But yeah, am I worried about my mom? No, because I talk to her every day. But have a good day or night where you guys are. I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Thank you for liking, commenting, gifting, watching. And I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Good night. Yeah. Am I worried about my mom? No, because I talk to her every day. But have a good day or night where you guys are. I will see you guys later. Bye, guys. Thank you for liking, commenting, gifting, watching. And I will see you guys later. Bye bye. Good night.